Good morning, friends. How are you all? I'm so cold. Oh my goodness, I'm doing my Yoda impression. Is it Yoda? I don't know, I've never seen Star Wars. Oh my goodness, I forgot to bring my hat with me this morning. A stupid girl. So I just put my hood up. Actually, I can't hear as I'm speaking to her. Just take it down for a second. Right, hands up. Who is fed up of this grey January? Oh, it's driving me a bit nuts. I don't know, January is a funny month, isn't it? You know, we start the year with our New Year's resolutions, or not necessarily resolutions, but great plans and ideas. I always start the year off with so much enthusiasm, can't wait to get going. It's like 365 page blank notebook to write the next year of your life in. Yay! And about 2 weeks into January, it just feels like it's going on forever and ever and ever. I think it's a really hard... Oh, that's Rusty's just popping off. He was sat on my lap a minute ago, which is nice and warm. Yeah, I think January is a really, really difficult month for a lot of people. And just on a slightly more serious note, I know that there'll be a lot of you who are really sort of struggling emotionally with your moods at the moment. We have these short days. There's hardly any light, and then it's chucking with rain, and it's almost like nature is miserable, and then we pick up on that and become miserable. Now, although I don't suffer from depression, thank God, I do get quite down in the dumps from time to time. And I was thinking about this the last few days. I just have felt thoroughly fed up and not wanting to do anything. And I was thinking, gosh, if I feel like that, you know, I know there must be people out there who do have clinical depression who must really, really struggle. So, what I'm doing today, I don't know how much I'll get done, but it's just that act of dragging myself outside, because quite often what will happen is once I actually start doing something in the garden, it just elevates my mood. So for those of you who aren't clinically depressed but just feeling a bit down in the dumps, if you can, just drag yourself out. And even if you don't do anything particular in your garden, just get out there. The chances are you may see someone else, because I think the other thing at this time of year is we're all staying at home a lot. I think people become isolated, which is really awful for our mood as well. So if you're up to it, get out there, get to your garden, even if it's not to do any jobs in particular. Maybe put a brew on in this shed, invite some of your neighbours over. I'm sure they'll be delighted too, because they're probably stuck indoors being miserable as well. And I know for some people, just to get out of bed and get dressed, especially at this time of year, is hard. So if you can do that today, if you can get yourself up and get yourself dressed, go for it. Good on you. Right, enough of that. I'm not depressed, I just want to add. I think like so many people at this time of year, it's just that thing of, oh, come on, I want to get on with my year now. I've got great plans, got plans for the garden. I just want a bit more light. So I've got a great long list of jobs to do in the garden. Way more than are possibly achievable in a day. That's fine. I'm just going to put my list up in the shed, and over the next few days, each time I'm down, just try and tackle one or two of the jobs. Today the main thing is to try and finish the fence that's going to be at the end behind the compost bin, so that then I can move the compost bin, and by doing that I'll turn my compost as well. I think that's probably about as much as I'll be able to get done today. But to finish my session off today, it's the big garden bird watch. I must get that right. What's it called? It's the big garden bird watch weekend. So whatever I do today, because I know that the next couple of days we may have some nasty weather, I'm going to cheer myself up by spending an hour. I'll sit in the shed. I might pile some of the blankets on. We always have blankets in your shed, so I'm going to pile some of the blankets on me. I make myself a cup of tea. Make myself a bit of toast maybe. I've got some soup I could heat up, and I'm basically going to enjoy the birds for an hour. So it all seems like so much of an effort at the moment, but come on, let's get cracking in the garden. Everything feels cold and slimy. Yuck. But this will soon warm me up. So all this wood I've got now is really full of nails and nastiness. So I'm just trying to kind of cut around them. It's too much effort to get them out. I have to be really careful though, because I need to hammer these down and I don't have my hammer today. Duh. Right. Where's my holes? Where am I going to put my holes for my screws? Thing is, it is a little bit chilly today, but the work will keep me warm. I've got soup to heat up on the stove at lunchtime. Woo! And it's just great to get outside. And let's face it, you know, I want to get these jobs done so that in the summer I can sit back and chill a bit more. Only got one power drilly today, so I'll just have to keep swapping out the drill bit with the screwdriver bit. That is what I put in my washing machine the other day. Stupid girl. Hold on a sec, go on reverse, Vivi. I was going to say what projects are you all getting up to, but I know that loads of you are fixing your greenhouses and polytunnels that were destroyed and wrecked by pesky Storm Eleanor. I hope you're getting your fixes done. Opla. Oh. I've got nowhere to put anything, it's all so muddy. It's so wobbly still. Right, this is going to take me a while. Better get on with it. Come back in half an hour. An hour, I think, maybe. Yeah. Just give me a tick. Right. Half an hour later, layer of clothes off. And this is my last little bit. of all that scrappy saved wood. There were more bits, but they were just chock full of nails, and I'd been here till next Christmas trying to get them out. I definitely feel like it's been winter in so much as I feel weak as a lamb. I feel that I can really feel that difference of not sort of being down here every other day, working. So not only sort of winter, but the op. It's hard work. I feel so unfit. I'll get back there, slowly but surely. And you know, as the weather starts to get a bit better, a bit drier hopefully, I can be out here more and more. Build the muscles back up again. Right, Gertrude, last bit. Yay! Hold on, not ladylike. I think it's time for a cup of peppermint tea. I might whack one in the end as well. Right. Now let's go and get a cup of... I'm quite happy with water, but I do feel I need a bit of coziness in the shed with some tea. Right, let's go and get a brew on. Where's that crutch? So I came to the shed for a brew, and look what happened. The sun came out. Look, little bits of blue sky. Oh my goodness, we haven't seen that for weeks. The birds are chirruping away. They're all in the trees at the moment, so I don't know how I'm going to be able to do my my bird watch. But look, I just want to, I'm just going to, hang on a tick. There we go. I just wanted to walk you down the garden in this sunshine, but I'm just grabbing from my crutch in one hand, and I've got my bag of bird seed in the other because I need to fill up my bird feeders again, and I didn't have enough hands. But oh my goodness, it's lovely to have this bit of light. It makes such a difference. You know what I was saying about just drag yourself out, even if you have to do it kicking and screaming, because you never know, you might be rewarded with a bit of sunshine. Oh, the garden suddenly looks so different when the sun's on it. All the greens are just singing, and I'm chuffed, basically. Oh, let's have a little walk down here to get this sorted today. So you can see I've just extended the fence now to the end where the compost bin is, which means I can now bring my other compost bin back to put here. My big Dalek bin. It still needs to go up a bit higher, and then with wires along the top. But actually, just let me get a step back. I've got to watch my step today because we're still really wet. When you consider that was all rubbish, I'm pretty darn chuffed with it. So now we've got a nice clearly delineated path behind it, which is what the committee have asked all the plot holders to do. I still need to level this and sort it out. That's not been a priority, but at the moment at least that path now is clear. So everyone's happy. Yay! Well, I left you a bit abruptly just then because the site secretary was coming over to see me. It's so nice. He hasn't seen me for ages, I think since before the op. So he was just coming to check that I was okay and that I'm managing and did I need any help with anything. So it's like the sunshine's come out, the site secretary's come out to make sure I'm okay. I feel so lucky. I love this site. for the community. Everyone's so friendly and everyone looks out for each other. And I think, I know I joked last year about having to put that path in to nowhere for the committee, but actually, you know, it's in our rules that each plot should have a little path between it like that. Mine didn't, so I've put it in. It's not a big issue. It's, you know, going by the rules. I was asked to do it, I've done it, and actually they've done me a favour because it's made me do my little fence and deck, and that's going to be a whole new little growing area come this summer. Yay, I can't wait. Anyway, that's why I toddled off abruptly, just so we could have a proper chat and hello. But the sun's still out, so I'm going to get back out there and see what else I can get up to. Yay! So, next super duper fun job of the day. Move the compost bin back to where it should be. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is definitely going to warm me up. Hola. Oh, that's that wire thing I put the other day and I forgot. Oh, I'm just going to do it with my hands, it'll be quicker. Ah. Today. That's good though. That's a couple of sort of slightly bigger, heavier jobs done. Now it's time to sit and watch the birds. Yay! Oh, messy bird. Dare I say it, there's actually a little bit of warmth to the air today. That sun that came out, it's still out, it's beautiful. So I'm going to do a quick shed job and then I'm going to settle down to, oh, there goes a tit now, I'm going to settle down to watching the birds for an hour. So it's time to chip my spuds. Let me tip you down so you can have a look. Now, you don't by any means have to do this. You know, if you imagine a farmer with a field of 5,000 spuds, he's not going to chip his, or she. There may be some lady spud farmers out there, I don't know. But it's kind of a bit of an old traditional thing, and I think it's thought that it helps to give your spuds a head start. So you're going to take delivery of your potatoes, or go to the shops and buy them. I'm doing same two varieties this year. As my main crop, I'm doing Cara. I love these. They're great for baking, but they're pretty good for everything really, but particularly baking. and they store really well. So I've literally, where are we, end of January, just finished using up my ones that I started digging out last September. So I've been having them September, October, November, December, January. So 5 months, brilliant. And of course, end of July, beginning of August, I was having my new potatoes out. So my main crop is Cara, and then my new potatoes are Anya. I love them, look at them. This is a beautiful salad potato. It's really waxy, it keeps its sort of texture and shape when you literally, when these are fresh out of the ground, a 10-minute boil is all they need, and then scoff them. Potato salad, beautiful. So when you get your delivery, or you've gone to the shops and bought them and you get them home, I'm going to try and show you. There'll be one end which is the eyes and the other end which is its bottom. So actually, let me just take my specs off a sec so I can see properly. You may already actually start to see little eyes forming. What we mean by eyes forming is these are the little teeny tiny shoots that are going to become the plant. So you'll all know that thing of you've left potatoes in the fridge too long or in the cupboard too long and they start to sprout. That's what they're doing. They're getting ready to grow. Do not, though, use the ones in your cupboard for your harvest, for your crop. So this end up, and I'm going to pop them all in this. It's just a plant tray with some modules in it, just to help hold them upright so they know which way to go. Loads of people use egg boxes, but as I don't eat eggs, I don't have any egg boxes. So quick, and also while you're doing this, you can just be double checking that all your seed potatoes look healthy, they look good. If there are any which are slightly hinky looking, set them to one side. If there's loads like that, go back to your supplier and get a new supply. They should be firm. Yeah, they should be firm. If they're soft and squishy, yuck, send them back. Occasionally, it's almost impossible to tell which is the eye end. So you just have to kind of guess. And as it starts to sprout, it'll tell you. So yeah, you may get a little bit of a head start by chitting, but if you don't have time to do it, please, please, please don't panic. All will be well. And with your chits, you're aiming for sort of short, sturdy chits. That's quite hard to say. Let's pop that one in there. So ideally you want them somewhere light. So for instance, me in here, actually just get another couple of trays out for the little ones because they're going to go flying. My shed is perfect because it's so light, and you want them to be somewhere that's frost free. Now at this stage, our nighttime temperatures, we are getting down to around about freezing, but the shed just affords everything a little bit of protection. So somewhere light, somewhere frost free, and watch your chits get going. If there's somewhere that's too dark, what you'll end up with is long, very long, spindly, white, anemic looking chits. And all that will happen is when you come to plant, the chances are you'll knock them off, they'll rot off in the ground, and you kind of might as well have not done them. If you are getting leggy chits like that, you can just rub them off and start again, but start somewhere with more light. Yay! It's one of those gardening tasks which really kind of makes you feel that, yeah, this year is gonna happen. Bring it on. It's also one of those tasks that, well, you can't help but think of summer when these first salads are going to come out. And those simple meals that we make from our garden produce in the summer, where we just literally grab handsful of this, that and the other, take it home, chuck a bit of olive oil on, call it a salad, and we're done. Brilliant. Right, that's me, all set up for chitting. time for some bird watching. I feel so blissed out. Do you remember what I was saying at the start of today about how just that kind of blueness that creeps into one's soul because of these grey days and not getting out? I really wasn't in the mood for coming to the garden this morning. Just didn't feel like it, but oh my goodness, I'm so glad I did. And I've had this experience so many times that I know it's worth pushing, that I don't feel like coming, but once I get here and get stuck into a bit of work, I mean, look at it. It's so beautiful. I'm so glad I came today. I'm tired. The energy levels are still really rubbish, but I feel so much happier. And I feel I've got some good things done today, you know, using up the rest of that rubbish wood for the fence. So the fence still isn't quite finished, needs to get up a little bit higher, but that's all the wood I've got. I've used it, and at least by getting that end done, I've been able to move the compost bin. Stinky mucky job, but that's done. I'm filthy. I'm absolutely filthy. When I go home in a minute now, walking up the high street, I'm going to get some looks, but I don't care. So glad to get that done. The bird feeders have been topped up. They've been visited a lot. My spuds are sorted. You know, these are tiny, weeny little accomplishments. But again, back to what I was saying about if you get a bit blue, if you get down in the dumps and, you know, Lord forbid, if you actually suffer from depression, sometimes just doing one small thing, the relief that brings to have some sort of achievement, so that tonight when I close my eyes, I will play the day back in my mind and I'll think, yeah, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I dragged myself out because I achieved something. Yay! I mean, look what it's done to my stupid face. It's made me happy. So I finished my session off here. I don't know what time it is. Let me have a look. 1:30. So I've only been here about 3.5 hours, 4 hours. I feel like I've done loads. The sun's come out and I finished my session with my bird watch. I've had, hang on, I've got to look through my little list. I've had blackbirds, male and female. I've had blue tits. I have had greenfinch, great tits, magpies and robins. What they don't have on here, I don't know if there's, so I filled all that in, but what they haven't got on here is a space for jays, because we've had jays. I've had, and now I can't identify them. I always get mixed up between rooks and crows and jackdaws. They're all the kind of the big black birds. We've had those, but also this morning I've seen the lesser spotted woodpecker. They're not called lesser spotted because they're not spotted very often. They're lesser spotted because they have less spots, I think. Anyway, I saw the male lesser spotted woodpecker this morning. I haven't seen my gorgeous green woodpecker for a while, but I'm sure he, she, they will be back. So, I'm supposed to be talking to you guys and I'm just gazing out of the window. I can't believe the difference a little bit of sunshine makes, a little bit of activity. So, it's time, I think, for me to wend my way home, have a hot bath, sort out the achy bits. So I'm going to say cheerio to you all for now. I hope I will see you all again really soon. And I sincerely hope you guys are managing to get some sort of outdoor time, or at least some lovely distraction time, so that you don't get too bogged down with the winter blues, because I know it's horrid. So yeah, drag yourself kicking and screaming down to your garden, and if you do nothing else, just watch and enjoy the birds. In the meantime, I'm going to go and get on with things at home, have my hot bath, and see you all again soon. Take care.